Hello and welcome to CoreTV News at this hour. I am Omotayo Alo. The black box of the Bristol helicopter which crashed into the lagoon on Wednesday in Lagos has been recovered. The black box, also known as the flight data recorder, was recovered by the Accident Investigation Bureau from the lagoon. It is expected that the recovery will help in unraveling the mystery surrounding the crash, which claimed 6 lives and the destruction of the Bristol helicopter. Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara has inaugurated a 19-man committee to conduct needs assessment for the House and the National Assembly in general. Speaking while inaugurating the committee, Speaker Dogara said the assessment will help determine the effective running of the legislature, especially as there is no such structure in place at present. He also urged them to undertake a comparative study of cost of an efficient legislature, including cost of conducting public hearings, as well as build, equipping and maintain National Assembly infrastructure. The committee, which has 3 weeks to present its report, comprises civil society groups, professional bodies and independent groups, and is chaired rights activist Clement Nwankwo. A member of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Yusuf, has advised his colleagues in the National Assembly to reset their priority and help block wastage in governance. The lawmaker, who is representing Kababunu Ijimu constituency, was speaking against the backdrop of allegations of disagreement among federal legislators on pay cuts. He told journalists at the National Assembly complex that any move toward cutting salary only amounts to playing to the gallery.
Family is to see the need why Benue State must move ahead and make steady and rapid progress, and why APC must actualize the dreams of the people for a better life, and why the leaders of the party here must bury the hatchet and work together to further the hope.
The crisis that broke out in the Benue State chapter of the All Progressives Congress in the aftermath of the nomination and election of Governor Samuel Otom has been laid to rest. Briefing newsmen at the party secretariat, Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara disclosed that all the contending parties have been reconciled. He noted that all court cases instituted by aggrieved party members over Otom's nomination have been withdrawn.
State must move ahead and make steady and rapid progress, and why APC must actualize the dreams of the people for a better life, and why the leaders of the party here must bury the hatchet and work together to further the hope for a glorious future for this beautiful state that is known as the food basket of the nation. Mr. President believes that the people who can turn around the fortunes of Benue into a prosperous entity are all here in this room. He further believes that everyone here is concerned with the future of this great state and has at one time or the other made sacrifices to advance the cause of that state. Above all, he believes that we can all come to an amicable settlement to solidify the gains of our party in the last elections. It therefore only remains for me to, on behalf of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to announce to you, our leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, and to the whole world, the Honorable Jime and Senator Waku have graciously agreed to withdraw or discontinued the case in court.
Stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress in Imo State have met with the governor for the first time since he won a second term in office. The publicity secretary of the APC in the state, speaking with CoreTV News, said the party is elated at the governor's reception and reaffirms their support for him.
which one of us in the party, the state secretary of the party, has just been appointed as SSA to the governor for his, very great performance. He's already showing within the first few weeks in office. Yes, I must say that His Excellency talked about the allowances of the party people, and I assured us that, in fact, just as we're living, he has already given a directive at least 2 to 3 months of these allowances paid.
Honorable Emmanuel Ebidire, former state secretary of the party, who is now senior special assistant to the governor on special duties at the meeting, received commendation by the governor for his doggedness to service. His Excellency is, however, called upon to remember all the members, pointing Ebedire's incredible performance as way purvey. Honorable Emma Ebidire.
The man you could give to me is doing well. That means other people from the party are also expected to do well. So it's a good thing for the party, and I'm sure the governor will also extend his hand to other members of the party to bring them on board and make sure that things go well.
Good. Thank you very much, sir.
The National Economic Council has hired 2 firms to audit the accounts of all federal government's revenue-earning agencies, including the Central Bank. Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole disclosed this to State House correspondent after a meeting of a 3-man committee at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He revealed that KPMG and PricewaterhouseCoopers would be carrying out the forensic audit.
Having looked at the size of the assignment and the issues that have been raised, we are convinced that we need a professional approach. And so we have decided to appoint 2 audit firms, including KPMG and PwC, to carry out a forensic audit of all the agencies under reference, and to establish all the facts that we need. And at the end of the exercise, government will decide what it wants to do with the findings of the audit firms.
The crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party in Ekiti State on Friday took another dimension with the announcement that 4 of the party's state executives have been expelled by the State Executive Committee. The PDP State Secretary, Tope Aluko, however, said the expulsion will not stand as they have no local standing to accuse him of anti-party activities. Correspondent Rashid reports that the 2 groups almost clashed while taking their turn to address newsmen in Ado-Ekiti.
For some time now, the People's Democratic Party in Ekiti State has been having leadership tussle. The crisis on Friday took another twist as the party's State Executive Council announced the expulsion of 4 of the State Working Committee members. Tempers later flared with the development as the 2 factions almost clashed while addressing journalists in the state capital. The embattled PDP chairman, Idowu Faleye, while justifying the expulsion by the State Executive Committee members, says the decision was in line with the party's constitution. However, reacting to the expulsion, the secretary of the party, Tope Aluko, said it's a joke, adding that the people who sat on the case are not PDP members.
The committee might have presumed that they've accepted the allegation levied against them. So they recommended that they should be expelled. And we immediately convened a meeting of the SEC again to approve it or disapprove it, and the whole House approved the expulsion. So I have no other option than to accede to the request of the, in line with the Constitution, to the request of the State Executive Council. Now that they have been expelled, I don't think there's anything individual can do unless we come back to that State Working Committee to do anything otherwise. So expulsion stands.
The secretary also alleged the governor, Ayodele Fauci, of masterminding the whole crisis in the party.
I can honestly tell you that in 2012, March, we did a congress that produced us. None of these people that are talking were produced by that congress. How can an elected governor or an appointee a nobody from Labour, in terms of Comrade Faleye, now start talking. About what? About PDP? They don't have any right to talk about PDP. Faleye has gone to like three parties. He cannot be talking about anti-party.
The battle for supremacy in the Ekiti State PDP has no doubt continued to tear the party apart in the state. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
And join us after this break for more.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to our husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Also, some people will stand for Yoruba land, will be strong man, we don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it's CoreTV News on the Hour. For more news and information, visit our social media platform, facebook.com/CoreTV News, our Twitter handle @CoreTV News NG. Get more on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space and news. Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha has assured the people of the state of the readiness of his administration to clear salary arrears owed civil servants. The governor, who was speaking at a meeting with permanent secretaries, also disclosed that the state will be training its top civil servants in Indonesia. The state head of service, Kalistus Merlin, spoke to newsmen at the end of the meeting between permanent secretaries and the governor.
Because His Excellency recently, if you all know, he recently visited Singapore. And from the studies carried out over there, it is his intention to commence a program of training permanent secretaries in Singapore, so that there will be some form of reformation, transformation, so that our system will get better.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Linian Azuzu, however, says it's a welcome development that the state is willing to equip civil servants for better performance. The National Hospital Abuja has carried out 6 open heart surgeries in recent times. The hospital management, which announced the feat, said the operation were carried out in conjunction with a non-governmental organization, Hospital for Humanity. The Chief Medical Director of the National Hospital, Dr. Jafar Momo, says all the patients are in good condition after surgery.
Nigeria has successfully carried out open heart surgery on 6 patients. As we speak, 1 is in theater being operated upon. The idea to recommence our open heart surgery program arose out of the necessity to assist many Nigerians who cannot afford to travel abroad for medical treatment.
The operation is successful. She's working now. She too can talk to you because she's very brilliant.
Lagos State has advocated the reduction of recurrent expenditure and increase in the capital expenditure for the achievement of an efficient budget. This, according to the Deputy Governor of the state, Idiat Adebule, will give room for successful implementation of capital projects for maximal impact on the lives of the people. The Deputy Governor, Idiat Adebule, made this disclosure while speaking at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria Symposium on the year 2015 budget, with the team Come Back Nigeria, the nation's physical challenges and the way forward for the new administration. Adebule regretted that over the years the structure of the nation's budget has not favored significant infrastructure development because previous budgetary provisions have been in favor of recurrent at the expense of capital expenditures, stating that this ugly trend has been the major reason why the nation's budgets performed below expectation in the last few years. Residents of the Federal Capital Territory who expecting government sponsorship for pilgrimage may have to seek alternative funding arrangement. This is because the FCT administration has put a stop to the age-old practice. Permanent Secretary in the FCT Ministry, John Chukwu, gave the hint while receiving updates on the 2015 pilgrimage package from the National Christian Pilgrims Commission Executive Secretary John Kennedy Okpara in Abuja. Chukwu, who said the ministry was toeing the line of President Muhammad Buhari in cutting the cost of governance.
Pilgrimage is such that the youth are given the privilege and opportunity to be exposed in the area of skill acquisition. We are working with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Hebrew University in Israel to make sure we train our youth. We prepare them that when they get back to Nigeria, they will not only employ themselves, but they will also employ other people to work with them. And of course, FCT youth should be able to benefit from this project. I'm happy to inform the Permanent Secretary that over 1,000 youths left Nigeria to the State of Israel for this project at no cost to the state government, at no cost to the federal government of Nigeria.
It's not good to begin to hope that every time we're going to spend money from the administration, the lean resources. I think it's time too that you begin to market, to get people to sponsor pilgrims. And at the same time, it's going to be applicable to the Muslim pilgrims for abroad. Because government cannot sustain, sponsoring pilgrims.
The immediate past chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Atahiru Jega, has been appointed as the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council for the Plateau State University, because within immediate effect by the State Governor, Simon Lalang. The Governor also approved the immediate restatement of the D.D. Sheni, a professor, as the substantive Vice-Chancellor. In the same vein, the Governor reaffirmed the appointment of the pioneer and current Chancellor of the University, the son of Ogbomosho Land, Jimo Oladuni Oyewumi Ajigumbiade. The Kaduna refinery is now producing at about 50% of its installed capacity, with the refining of 36,000 barrels of crude oil a day. The management of the Kaduna refinery and petrochemical company disclosed this while taking a select team of journalists on a facility tour of the refinery. They, however, noted that the figure will hit 90 of installed capacity by the first quarter of 2016.
We are settled here with the responsibility of making the assets work. And when these assets work, really a lot of downstream activities, which hitherto would be paralyzed, will all come back to fruition. Even from our neighborhood here, the moment they see the flare, then you start seeing some activities going on. Talk less of the downstream, what will happen to, of course, the time that you waste for queuing for PMS will also be eliminated. Some industries who have been having difficulty in getting energy source, especially fuel oil and AGO, will also keep on running. So it's a multiplier effect, and that is what gives us pleasure here, really, to make sure that indeed these assets that the federal government spend a lot of money to build are not allowed to waste. We are charged with that responsibility, and we will keep on doing our best.
We would like to continue to be part of that improvement in our refining operations. And what has happened here since the last year or so? And in the next 1 year, we'll come back here, you'll not believe what we'll be saying. We'll be seeing a different thing altogether. So we want to be part of that improvement process, and growth.
We take another break and we'll be back with stories from outside Nigeria. Stay tuned.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome. And on the foreign scene, the U.S. has reopened its embassy in Cuba more than 54 years after it was closed, in a symbolic step signaling the warming up of ties between both countries. John Kerry, the first U.S. Secretary of State to visit Cuba in 70 years, presided over the ceremony in Havana. The U.S. flag was presented by the same U.S. Marines who brought it down in 1961. Cuba reopened its embassy in Washington last month, but the former Cuban leader, Fidel Castro, has blasted the U.S. for not lifting its trade embargo. In an open letter on Thursday, Castro said the U.S. owed Cuba millions of dollars because of its 53-year-long embargo. The letter makes no mention of the reopening of the U.S. embassy. Kerry described the hosting of the flag as a historic moment, speaking during the ceremony on Friday, but he also warned that the U.S. would not stop pressing for political change in Cuba. And it's a wrap on CoreTV News at this hour. Thank you so very much for joining us. I remain Omotayo Alo. Bye for now.